Hi, Amandeep. I'm not sure if this is your name, but or the name you're using for the letter. But my name's Daphne. Anyway, good to hear from you. Thank you very much for getting an essay correction from us. Hope all is well with you. A very good idea to get feedback before your exam. Have you done your IELTS before? Let me know. But these are looking good, both these tasks. Uh, okay, so in your letter here, I don't know if you subscribe to the podcasts, but I've just done quite a few podcasts on the letters, general letters. So here you need to get your greeting right. This is a neutral, informal letter. Sorry, forgive me. It is a neutral, semi-formal letter. So here I would just make up a name. Dear Mr. Jones, or Mr. and Mrs. Jones, okay? And then you would end yours sincerely, that's correct. Yours, and then sincerely should have a small s, okay? That is important that you get the greetings right. Dear Sir is better for a formal letter, and then you would end faithfully with Dear Sir. My name is Amandeep. I'm from India. I will be starting my English and Home State program in the UK shortly, and I want to thank you for choosing to host me and allow me. Lovely, that's super. So just join that together, and I will be. I'm writing to clarify certain concerns raised to my stay. My program will last from 1st of June to the 15th of August. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you need that sentence. Let's work on the questions instead. Let's take that out. Okay. To clarify certain concerns. Okay. So start with, this is a good expression here. I wonder if you could let me know how hot you think it could be in the summer, as I have heard that it can be quite wet. Something like that. That's okay. It is okay to ask about the weather, but I do say to all my students, please try and find a more interesting question. Okay? We don't know what the weather's like. The weather is very different nowadays. And how can they know really what the weather is like for the whole summer? So maybe choose something. This is better. Yeah? This kind of question about buses, or you could ask a question about the best. How is it easy to get to Oxford from your house? You'd like to visit Cambridge, something like that. Something to show a little bit of local knowledge, maybe as well. So instead of climate conditions, I would use this thing about the weather. So I can pack. That's all fine. The climate conditions, no, but this is okay here. Moreover, as I will be commuting, so don't use the would all the time. As I will be, or as I plan to commute, would be commute by bus. We wouldn't say public transportation. We say public transport. Public transportation, again, a little bit formal. But as I plan to commute by bus, here you do have I would like, I'd like to know. So you can use the contraction. It's okay. I'd like to know how much it would cost me for 6 weeks. That's good. Good question there. Well done. My departure date is 27th, by reaching you by 4 and 28th. 2 days in advance so I can settle myself in and get rid of jet lag. Excellent. I've already booked a taxi. That's really nice there. Well done. Okay. Hope to see you in person soon. Okay. Or rather than hope to, I really look forward to. And once again, thank you. I love that. That's very, very polite. Super letter. Give me your surname there, your family name. Okay. Otherwise, that's a really nice letter. You've done that very, very well. Good work. This is the hardest essay title, I think. A lot of people find this very confusing. I think you've done this really well. So international marketing, and we're talking here about advertising, aren't we? So these days, the rising trend of international branding, brilliant, has given rise to an argument that it infringes on the privacy of a host country and its people. The opponents of this, so I would avoid saying this statement because it's just confusing. It's the same as when people use the former, the latter. It's just confusing. Let's talk about the question. The opponents of this, or opponents of this kind of publicity, or this publicity, claim that international marketing leads to an influx of new knowledge and could be associated with. Now, very favourite words from our essay. These modal verbs for suggesting possibility are really important. Use them lots. may be associated with it would have to be the dissemination of thoughts and education related to a culture. Okay, good. Now, give your opinion. So you need to give your opinion into this intro and the opinion again in the conclusion. Okay, that's very important. It's true that, don't need a comma there, keep going. It's true that multinational marketing often hurts the sentiments of local people because, yeah, undoubtedly the promotion products is done with the help of large-scale campaigns and is often so if it hurts the sentiments, then you have to have, although you need to have a concession. So it hurts them, but they're very good, is what you're saying. Although undoubtedly the promotion of products is done with the help of large-scale campaigns and is, just typo I think there, often alluring. Therefore, people are persuaded to buy the advertised products. Very often, those are not congruent with the traditional. Congruent, yeah, you can add another word here, or connected to, maybe. I'd connected to local traditional custom, or to just you could put to local tradition or customs. You don't need to repeat people because you've already got people at the beginning of that sentence. Eventually, natives, comma. I don't like the word natives. Oh, I would say consumers. I mean, let's be more precise here. Consumers, sorry, who are refrained from buying these international products due to cultural constraints may often or may develop a feeling of hatred and rebellious thoughts towards their own local culture. That's interesting. As evidence, promotion of Western clothing by international brand American Eagle was banned in Iraq due to the increased number of youngsters creating chaos. Creating chaos? You mean they were demanding to? How you need to explain creating chaos? They were pressurizing society. I totally get your point, but you need to clarify that creating chaos is not quite clear what you mean there. Very interesting example. On the other hand, international marketing. So you could use the word advertising here. If planned and executed properly, could lead to increased public awareness about global market and lifestyle of native why don't you say about other global markets and lifestyles or alternative? Some of these mass promotional events are informative enough to make people learn about, yes, to make the people, it's the people the whole time I don't like. Let's say who they are. Consumers we've had, young people, potential purchasers, possible tourists. Let's just say try and find another way around people all the time. One such example could be related to the Olympics. So, yeah. These type of commercials not only promote sports and sportsmanship, like that, among different countries, okay, among the population of different countries, but also offer the opportunity to learn about, let's just change this around, offer the opportunity to learn about different types of games involved in the Olympics, and yes, and where each country excels. So we just need to get this to be a little bit more academic. It's lovely, lovely writing. I'm very happy with your response. There's lots of good stuff going on in here. But to really get you upgraded onto a 7 or even higher than a 7, we need to just be tidying up some of these little grammar bits to avoid the repetition. This has to do with the coherence. If you're repeating the words the whole time, it doesn't read very clearly. So that affects your coherence and cohesion. Okay. And just capital letters there. Simultaneously, spelling. Those who are interested in live view of these games, often later, travel to host countries to get a chance. Yes, in order to explore language. Yes, so that would be a fantastic benefit, wouldn't it? Good, well done. Nice paragraph there. To conclude, again, opinion. Oh, you've got your acknowledge here. Although global warming has certain drawbacks as it poses threat to local heritage. Now, you don't need although and yet, just one or the other. So, although I acknowledge that it is a sophisticated method, good thinking, to exchange ideas, spelling there, and eliminate linguistic. Eliminate, maybe like reduce. It eliminates. Reduce, or you could have reduce and potentially eliminate linguistic and cultural barriers between countries. Okay. You've done that very well, and many students get this question wrong, and they talk about trade, and you have stayed well on task. So in terms of task achievement, you would do well. In terms of coherence, there are a few issues here, generally to do with the repetition, so avoiding repetition, using your language, your vocabulary to improve the coherence. Those two things go together. And I think with the grammar, your grammar is generally good. We could be adding in something a bit more sophisticated, for example, conditional sentences, maybe the use of a passive verb, that sort of thing. So have a look at the online course we do, the sentence guide. We've had a lot of success with students getting them the band scores they want in these tasks. Have a look at that, and there's a special offer on that at the moment because we're trying to support everybody who is in this difficult lockdown situation. But well done, and thank you for sending in your work.